Recently helped my friend James to take his loan that had come out of a fixed rate and refinance it to be able to save over $800 a month. His mortgage had come off a 2-year fixed interest rate and it was an actual mortgage cliff. It skyrocketed his repayments. And so we refinanced it, and within 3 weeks, all of a sudden he was $800 a month better off. And here's how we did it. If you're new to my channel, my name is Edwena Dixon. I am a mortgage broker here in Australia, and I help people to be able to get into the property market. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking to you about refinancing your mortgage, what it means to refinance your home loan, and the process of refinancing your home. Let's dive in. If you're wondering what happened to James, well, he had purchased his first home right back when interest rates were incredibly low. He'd fixed his loan for 2 years at a ridiculously 1.89%. And then, like everybody, the mortgage cliff came along, and all of a sudden his interest rate jumped really high once it actually came out of that fixed year loan term. Being a mortgage broker means that we know all of the tips and tricks, the ins and outs, and the ways that you can negotiate with different banks to be able to get a better loan so you have more money in your pocket and you're paying out less to the bank. At the end of the day, you want to be able to pay off your loan as fast as possible so you can live debt-free. It's everybody's goal. So the first thing that we looked at was who were the lenders that are actually going to refinance the fastest? Because when you have a really high repayment and your monthly repayments are really high, you want to get that fixed as fast as possible. There are some lenders that go slower than others, and there are some that are so much faster than everybody else. And so researching who's actually going to do it the fastest is always a great place to start. So while you might be thinking, one of the big 4 banks, they'll be able to do it nice and quick. Well, the reality is that they might actually take 6 weeks to refinance and then settle your loan, as opposed to some of the smaller banks that probably don't have the marketing budget to be able to put ads on your screen or advertise at the footy. So some of those small banks may actually be able to refinance your home loan in 3 weeks instead of 6 weeks. That's a 3-week difference. So look beyond the big banks, look at smaller banks. We certainly do at Pinpoint Finance. We look at the smaller banks as well as the bigger banks. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to get all of your paperwork in order, because when you actually come time to put in that refinancing application, you need all of the same kind of paperwork as what you needed when you applied for the home loan originally. We're talking ID, we're talking pay slips, we're talking bank statements. If you're self-employed, then you also need to be doing your tax returns and your ATO notice of assessments. So collecting all of this information in one place so that you can put it all to the bank at the exact same time is also going to save you time. A big part of what we do is we ask our clients to provide all of their paperwork up front, so that by the time we get to the home loan process stage and we're submitting an application to the bank, we aren't having to come back and say, hey, we need another payslip. Hey, we need another credit card statement. We actually have it all there. Next up is shopping around for the interest rate. Now, you want to be looking at what's the lowest possible interest rate, because while your lender might be great, and certainly James really liked the lender that he was currently with, the reality is that from a bank's point of view, they give better interest rates to new customers, not existing customers. So even though we went to James's bank and said, hey, could you give us a better rate? He's been a great client. The reality was they couldn't actually match an interest rate that was out there in the marketplace from another bank. And so in the end, we had to go with a bank that offered James a cheaper repayment and a cheaper interest rate. If you're going to be doing this yourself, you want to make sure that you know exactly what those fees are at the same time. So in James's case, we ended up saving him just over $9,000 in a year by simply changing the bank, because his existing bank didn't want to give him a better interest rate. While it might be super time consuming to actually look around at all of the different interest rates that different lenders offer, again, that's why you would use a mortgage broker like us, or you can do it yourself. make sure that you look at all of the different options because there are heaps of them and some of them are really great rates. So take the time, but you still want to be quick about it. Don't want to spend too much time because you want to save the money. Like we saved James just over $9,000. You might be in a similar position where if you're on a really high interest rate because you come off a very low fixed rate, then now might be a great time for you to actually look at refinancing. If you just come off a fixed rate mortgage cliff, then perhaps now's the time to look at refinancing. And you can always click the link below to be able to book in a time to have a chat with us. Happy to help you out. Just as a reminder, we have a 3-step blueprint. It was to research the different lenders, to make sure you got all your paperwork ready to go, and then to be able to find a repayment that's actually got a lower interest rate than what your current bank is giving you if your current bank isn't going to give you a super low interest rate to try to keep your business. If you need help, click the link below. Let's have a chat, and I'll see you in the next video.